The 2025 Kentucky Derby Trail is heating up, with some rising stars and others losing momentum. From electrifying performances to disappointing setbacks, the competition is fierce. In this update, we dive into the top 3 colts who are gaining steam and those whose Derby dreams are starting to cool off. Get ready for a thrilling ride as we break down the contenders who could soon rule the Derby field. First, let's take a look at the 3 colts who are heating up. Number 1, we have Barnes, a name that has already ignited significant buzz on the 2025 Kentucky Derby Trail. This colt made his debut on November 27th at Churchill Downs, earning praise from racing analysts nationwide. Initially, his performance seemed solid, but not extraordinary. A green run where he narrowly held off a challenger over 5.5 furlongs. However, fast forward 5 weeks, and Barnes had evolved into a more polished competitor. His dominant 5.5-length victory in the Grade 2 San Vicente Stakes at Santa Anita Park showcased his maturation both mentally and physically. Facing a competitive field that included Bob Hope Stakes winner Bullard, Barnes displayed improved speed figures, moving from a 98 to a 99 Equibase speed figure and from an 87 to a 94 Beyer speed figure. His pedigree as a son of Into Mischief, coupled with a hefty $3.2 million price tag, and his namesake being none other than Bob Baffert's esteemed assistant Jimmy Barnes, underscores the high expectations surrounding this colt. While questions remain about his stamina for the Derby's 1.25 mile distance, his ability to adjust and dominate in a stakes debut signals he could be a legitimate contender. Coming in at number 2 is Built, a colt who delivered an eye-catching performance in the Gunrunner Stakes at Fairgrounds on December 21st. Trained by veteran horseman Wayne Catalano, Built left no doubts about his potential, cruising to a 6 3/4 length victory in his first attempt at a 2-turn race. His final 5/16 of a mile in 29.76 and a closing 16th in 6.26 seconds highlight his finishing kick, an essential quality for Derby success. Built's pedigree further strengthens his case. By hard-spun and out-of-a-curlin mare, he boasts the genetic potential to excel over classic distances. His speed figures also support his rising stock, with a 15-point jump to a 92 Beyer and a 7-point boost to a 95 Equibase speed figure. While his win came off an uncontested slow pace, his ability to adapt to different race scenarios adds to his allure. Built's consistency and upward trajectory make him a fascinating prospect on the Derby Trail, and under the guidance of Catalano, a trainer with over 3,000 wins, this colt has the foundation to deliver on his promise. At number 3, Rodriguez bursts onto the scene with an electrifying performance that has firmly placed him on the Kentucky Derby radar. The January 4th maiden win at Santa Anita was nothing short of spectacular, as he led wire to wire, setting a brisk pace with a half mile in 46.33 before powering home with a final 8th in 12.91 to win by 7 lengths. This performance earned him a revised 101 Beyer speed figure, a rarity for 3-year-olds this early in the season, and a 96 Equibase speed figure. Trained by Bob Baffert, Rodriguez's rapid improvement, jumping from a 79 Beyer in his debut to triple digits, speaks volumes about his potential. His pedigree also adds intrigue. As a son of Authentic and a sibling to stakes winner One Liner, he has the bloodlines to thrive over classic distances. Rodriguez's first outing was a runner-up finish to stablemate Romanesque at Del Mar, but that effort gained credibility when Romanesque later placed second to Barnes in the San Vicente. With his dazzling maiden victory and Baffert's expertise in developing Derby contenders, Rodriguez has become one of the most exciting prospects on the 2025 Derby Trail. Honorable mentions go to Coal Battle, Cyclone State, and Guns Loaded, each showcasing promise with recent stakes wins. While Coal Battle's 3-race streak is impressive, none of the trio have shown the speed figures yet to match Barnes, Built, or Rodriguez. That could change quickly as the Derby Trail progresses. Now, let's shift focus to the 3 colts whose chances on the 2025 Kentucky Derby Trail are cooling down. At number 1, we have Studley Dght, a Grade 3 placed multiple stakes winner who carried high expectations as the 1.85 to 1 favorite in the Jerome Stakes. However, his 4th place finish, 6 3/4 lengths behind Cyclone State, cast cast doubts on his readiness for top-tier Derby contention. While Studley Dght has showcased talent with a Nashua Stakes victory in November, his performance in the one-turn mile on January 4th lacked the punch expected of a serious contender. Following a similar fourth-place finish in the Grade 2 Remsen Stakes over 1 1/8 miles, the Nyquist colt needed a rebound in the Jerome Stakes to reaffirm his potential, but it simply didn't happen. His effort fell short, and the speed figures didn't offer much consolation. Although Studley Dght remains a capable stakes-level competitor, his trajectory on the Kentucky Derby Trail appears uncertain unless he delivers a breakout performance in the near future. Right now, he seems more like a middle-tier runner rather than a horse poised to make headlines on the first Saturday in May. At number 2, Kales Angel enters the conversation with a mix of promise and puzzlement. This colt grabbed attention with a dazzling 5 3/4 length victory in the Advent Stakes at Oaklawn Park, transitioning impressively from turf to dirt. Yet, in the Smarty Jones Stakes, he faltered as the 13-10 favorite, finishing third behind Cole Battle. Despite pressing a manageable pace early, Kales Angel couldn't sustain his bid, trailing 4 1/4 lengths behind the winner. The effort raised questions about his best path forward. While his turf pedigree and earlier sprint success suggest versatility, the Smarty Jones was an opportunity to solidify his place as a leading Derby prospect, and he came up short. Whether he should remain on the dirt-focused Derby Trail or pivot back to turf or sprints remains a debate. With potential yet to be fully tapped, Kales Angel will need a more compelling performance to regain traction among Derby hopefuls. Finally, at number 3, Bullard presents a complex case of rising and falling stock. The son of Gunrunner dazzled in November with a commanding 4 3/4 length win in the Bob Hope Stakes, earning standout speed figures that placed him firmly in Derby conversations. However, his third-place finish in the San Vicente Stakes raised alarms. Positioned well entering the stretch, Bullard lost ground late, finishing 6 lengths behind Barnes, and his regressing Beyer and Equibase speed figures suggest a step backward. While his pedigree leans toward stamina and hints at improvement with added distance, his inability to hold his ground against quality competition in a sprint stakes is concerning. For now, Bullard remains a colt with potential, but his next performance, likely around 2 turns, will be critical in determining whether he belongs on the Derby Trail or is better suited to other ambitions. As we look ahead to the 2025 Kentucky Derby, which contender has captured your attention? Comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting updates.